Welcome to Heal Some, Trigger Others with Jalana. So, if you don't know about me, watch my other videos and it'll explain a lot, I'm sure. Or maybe it might leave you with more questions. But nevertheless, I believe in direct honesty, and that's how actual change can occur instead of comforting lies. So, let's talk about the judged and the jealous. That's what I'm going to title this. So, and let me try not to move a lot because the chair. Also, I don't want to do edits. So, like whatever I say, I said what I said. We're just gonna have that mantra for all my videos. But basically, I know what it's like to be judged, especially by people that are jealous or people that I've thought were, looking out for my best interests, or, just were, girls and ride or dies, and even people that I've dated, which was a bit strange for me, for men to be jealous. And I don't say that in a conceited way, and as I speak more, you'll kind of get a taste of who I am. I'm just speaking directly on actual facts, so I'm just going to start with that. Also, growing up in the church, I was in evangelical Christianity for a lot of decades, off and on, throughout my life. That definitely kind of made me feel like, oh, it's okay to be judged, and everybody judges. And there's times where I've judged. I haven't dealt with jealousy, and I'm going to kind of explain my viewpoint on it. But I think my experience with people that are envious and jealous, and where we've kind of just as a society said that this is normal and this is okay, well, I'm going to give you a different perspective. You could take it or leave it, but again, it'll heal some and it's going to trigger others. So you've been warned. That's why I was like, you know what should I, each vlog that I make, I'm thinking, what should I title? And I'm like, that's what it's going to be. And then that way you're just like, oh my God, she warned us. Okay, so you've been warned. Anyways, I do understand the psychology of people that are jealous, and let me start actually with the jealous people, and then I'm gonna talk directly to those that have been judged or are experiencing this, where jealousy. A lot of times, jealousy doesn't come in the form that you think it does. It's not so blatant. It's not so out there, in your face. Typically, people that are jealous and really are competing with you, or something like that. Funny how there's an alarm going off, but anyways, they do it secretly. They really are cowards about it. So where you could have a conversation with somebody and you can kind of like try to fix a situation or see what's happening is a lot of times they'll smile on your face and then they're backstabbing you, basically. That's hence the word backstabbing, behind your back. And that's why it's very insidious. It's very hard to detect. And if we want to learn Bible lessons, let's, even though I don't affiliate with religions anymore, we'll say it like that. I think there's things that you can still take from most religions that you can actually apply to your life. So I'm actually, we're going to do a Bible lesson. Cain and Abel. Okay, so for those that think, oh, jealousy, envy, it's not that big of a deal. Cain and Abel, and I'm not saying that somebody's going to take a stone, and if you know the story, then I'm not saying that that's going to happen to you. Hopefully not. Hopefully you come prepared, just in case. You know what I mean? Like I do believe in self-defense 100%, but hopefully that's not something that you have to worry about. Okay, currently. Anyways, in saying that weird off-topic thing, I think that it's important to understand that people that are jealous will either try to feign concern for you, like if you're trying to reach a goal, if you're trying to better your life and better yourself, you'll notice that. You'll also notice people that showed you support when you were down, okay? They become very quiet, but they don't fully disconnect from you when you start to rise. And starting to rise can simply be, you're like, what, I wanna be healthier, right? I want to be more consistent. I want to work on that dream or that business or that goal. Maybe you're saying, okay, you know what? Starting next week, I don't want to go out and party as much, right? Or at all, right? Or it could be you saying you want to get sober. It could be you saying, you know what? I don't want to gossip or do like the toxic things that I used to do, right? At any moment, at any time, and this is for both the judge and the jealous, you can change your life. Who you are today doesn't mean you have to be that way forever, okay? So when you have this identity of either like you're either, you know, which, and by the way, I definitely had this. So when I speak, it's not in a way to condemn anyone. It's actually just to speak the truth and also from experience. I definitely used to have a victim mentality. I experienced a lot of trauma, and I used to wear my strength as a badge of honor. And it's like, you know what I'd like to instead do? I'd like to wear ease and peace and self-love and self-respect and self-care as a badge of honor. Reaching goals, you know, setting goals for myself and reaching them, being consistent as badges of honor. And that doesn't take away from anyone who is traumatized still or going through things that you still haven't been able to heal from. And that's in no way to put anyone down, because I mean, like, I'm talking about decades before I was able to heal. And then I realized that there's some healing that can come instantly, and I wasn't aware of that. So we've always been told, like, no, you're gonna have to be in therapy for the rest of your life. You're gonna have to be on medication for the rest of your life if you have depression, anxiety, all these things that honestly are lies. And I just want to let's just go off topic. These are lies. And there's so many different things that I will talk about that I absolutely believed. And because I believed it, I participated in that, let me use another word so I don't use a specific word, in that grid, okay, of thinking. And I didn't realize how much of our life we actually do have control over. If you have been, we'll just say, hurt as a kid, as an adult, if you're still going through it, one, if there's any way for you to get away, if it's literally like you're choosing to stay with somebody that is hurting you, I'm gonna tell you right now, they will not change. And if they do, it would take many years. You need to get away from them. And that's easier said than done. And a lot of it stems from a lack of self-worth. And a lot of times people literally get in your mind and make you believe that you have to stay small, that you have to accept less than what you deserve, that you have to stay in toxic, I'm not re-recording because of the puppy, we're just gonna listen to the puppy bark, but anyways, that you have to stay in toxic environments for the rest of your life, that you can never improve yourself, that you're never gonna amount to anything. And I'm telling you, there are so many lies that I used to believe about myself that were ingrained in me from childhood, from people that I didn't even realize were jealous. I thought they had my best interest, and they knew that I wanted the truth. So I was thinking, oh, they're telling it like it is, you know, they're telling me like it is, and they're trying to protect me. They weren't trying to protect me, they were trying to keep me down. And you have to understand that there are a lot of people that could be surrounding you and in your life that will show you absolute support when you are down, but you don't realize it's because you're not a threat to them, because they feel like they're better than you. And so what I stopped looking at is people that are there for me when I'm down. Everybody and anyone can be there for you when you're down. How are they when you start to change your life for the better? How are they when you're no longer the person that they can call to party with and to do toxic things with? I'm not saying that if you're partying, that means you're a toxic person and stuff like that. I think you can do whatever you want in your life. You have free will, by all means do it. But I'm saying, if let's say you're like, you know what? That money that I could have used going out buying bottles, you know, bottle service on a Friday night, let me invest that, right? For my future. Or let me just say, okay, you know what? Let me, instead of going out Friday and Saturday night, let me invest that or use that money for something else that's healthy. And then on Saturday night, I'll go out with them. But not where it's like, okay, the whole weekend, it's like, let's just forget about life. And then Monday you go to a job that you hate, and then you have to do all these things. You know what I mean? I don't believe that your life should have anything that you hate. And this is coming from somebody that's worked in corporate America. I've worked a million 9-to-5 jobs, and I didn't understand why I would start getting like panic attacks. There was one firm I worked at a law firm where I literally started getting nosebleeds, and my